Hey everybody, Strangers123 here. We're looking at another replay cast. This is Dangalon playing a Saipan. Let's see if we can't. Yeah, it's just replays have a tendency to be buggy with that. I know he's not a fighter setup, but yeah, usually if you want in a random battle, you just check the aircraft rating there, 49. If it's 49 or 54, you know it's a fighter setup. If it's around about 25-ish, it's a normal, good, useful 2-2-2 setup. You can check that on both teams. Anyways, we're here on Neighbours. We got the southern spawn, which is, in my opinion, the slightly more awkward spawn to be in a carrier, because if your team goes to the western side, to the A side, it's a standard battle, by the way, you can have a little bit of a awkward time maneuvering yourself around in case the enemy team decide they're going to pull some weird, funky maneuvers, especially if they're like pushing both sides, because there really isn't much space to play around here. Whereas on the northern side, it's less likely that the southern team actually breaches through the Charlie side, and if you go through A, you've got, even if you're here, you have a lot of space to play with. You just don't really feel like you have that much space here. Regardless, it's a 2-destroyer setup with a tier 7 game, but these three guys here can have some pretty good anti-aircraft overall. Numex QE in an AA spec can have very good AA. Blyotfus has pretty good AA. Grasspay still gets defensive. So, while there aren't many ships that can panic our planes, in fact, it's only the Grasspay that can use a defensive AA aura to actually, well, damage our inbound strikes. Well, being a tier 7 game with Hideo and Independence, we should have the time of our life farming up their planes. Well, I mean, it could be Kaga, but, double Kaga or something, and that's just easy planes. Regardless, we're sending torpedo bombers down mid. We found the Blyotfust and what seems to be the Independence's fighter squadron. Our fighters are splitting up a little bit off to the side, and we're sending our torpedo bombers on a queue back to the northeastern side of the map to see if we can't catch up somebody trying to make a move through Charlie. One of our fighters catches one of the Scheißenaus, and we now know that the Independence is in a useless setup, so the probability of us getting sniped just suddenly went down quite a bit, but the Hideo can always try and probably still be rather successful. Our back-end fighter, our number 3 squadron, does find an enemy mouse. Squad is actually under attack, so we do need to pay attention to that because, well, the team can actually engage that, and we seem to have absorbed all the attention of the Independence's fighters, which is quite a spot of luck for us. Knives now reacts way too late with a float plane fighter launch, but he's killed off one plane each, so we're only going to be able to pick up 4 hits off that. We do get a flooding, so if anybody else is going to spam away at him, that could be alright, but we see that our planes have suffered some quite significant damage to the QE and the Knives now, so I probably wouldn't be flying here again, well, too soon, because we don't really have dive bombers to actually be able to kill their anti-aircraft with, so we really need to just wait for the friendly team to chip away at the AA with HE. Speaking of chipping away, the Omaha actually kills the Leverett Mass over there, so our spotting has actually paid off. So now we just need to keep the Minikaza spotted. The Omaha has forced hydroacoustic search, so he should be able to handle himself reasonably as long as he doesn't get deleted by that right now. Looks like the other friendly carrier has gone for the Ignite now. If he does get any kind of damage over time, as his Minikaza is about to sail into a face full of skill. This Omaha has just killed both enemy destroyers. He goes down himself, but this guy has definitely made a very good trade for us. But if the friendly carrier gets a good attack on the Ignite now, let's see if he actually seems to have achieved anything. No, looks like he's derped his attack over there. Rather unfortunate, because if this guy had taken a damage over time, he could have been really good. This guy, on the other hand, the T-22, maybe he'll achieve something. Our torpedo bombers have landed now, and we haven't used any fighter ammunition yet. It's a good thing to avoid getting ourselves tagged in a bad situation, and considering we don't actually know where Hideo's stuff is, I would be considering to keep this fighter is reasonably close, but this one is on the other side of the map. There's no real need to keep it over here. I would keep it more here, because even if this T-22 spots the planes incoming, as we spot, I think that's the Indy fighter again, we're sending our stuff over there. And yep, it is in fact the Indy fighter. T-22 nails like nice now, and we have no reason whatsoever to engage this, as we attempt the strafing, but it doesn't work out, and we now know that Hideo is not AFK, but doesn't have AS. So, well, we just need to pull our torpedo bombers away from this engagement, because we don't want to get caught in a bad one, and we don't necessarily want to get caught in keep with the Guider being permanently spotted. We're going to do a head-on strafe. The intention of this is more to catch the Hideo's plane than the in these planes, but we're going to bleed some planes here, so we just need to immediately disengage, strafe that without strafing our own fighter, and we do actually evade. I would have personally done it straight south and just intercepted over there. We're just going ham on the strafings here as our torpedo bombers are kind of just flying past. So, well, we pick up a float plane fighter out of that, and now 5 squadron out of the way and 4 squadron out of the way, otherwise we're going to end up wiping our own torpedo bombers, which is honestly not really worth it. Number 2 fighter squadron should ignore what's going on there because our number 3 fighter squadron is out of ammo. We need to disengage, strafe that ASAP. Strafing dive bombers isn't that important. I personally would have tried to finish off the fighters because that's the thing to get rid of. If you get rid of the Independence as fighters earlier, we're going to be in a lot better shape. And unfortunately, we do end up having to kill another one of our planes. So, well, we did pick up a good bunch of the Independence as planes. We killed off a lot of our own strike. And in a matchmaking like this, it still could be nice to try to hold on to some of those planes. And we're still missing enemy torpedo bombers as we actually get shot at. So, you know, in case you haven't noticed, we should have been moving on to the southern end of the map by now. And we have no means to make the turn now, so we're pretty much forced to just park ourselves behind one of these islands and start killing the stuff that's here. We need to ensure that we do not get any of our destroyers unnecessarily spotted, because they are the only ones that are actually defending the side of the map. And this is one very important thing on a map like this, like I mentioned in the beginning. We just need to get ourselves in a position where we can be rather safe. And we now know that there is let me take control. That Armor over here was spotting us because we don't actually have concealment expertise on our carrier, so that pretty much steals the deal. We have no option but to ensure we park ourselves behind one of these big islands. Let me just again take control and see if I can't. Nope, can't. Replay doesn't let me have a look at what's going on. The rest of the team is doing Jack knows what, but this Armor takes the torpedoes, so we just need to hit him with 1 torpedo at this point, and the guy is basically dead. He's going to continue taking fire from the guy there, so I would split up the torpedo bombers, drop 1 on the Armor, 1 on a Grasp, and that's exactly what we're doing. That Armor is buggered, so if we were slightly faster on the Grasp drop, we could have picked up a double strike. I'm not sure if we're still able to get it on time here, but ooh, it's close. We do get a double strike. Very, very well done. That was amazing to watch. I thought we were about to fail to get it. We now need to immediately start picking up these planes because otherwise we're going to continue getting shot at. So at this point, aggressively in, kill the planes because they're spotting us and we're still getting shot because this island, we're not close enough to it and it's rather big. So we need to properly park ourselves somewhere safe. Either that or aggressively hunt down the enemy float plane fighters that are in the vicinity, but with the torpedo bombers currently on cycle, well, the Scharnhorst is spotting us, so he should be the next target if possible. He'd use AFKing a fighter here. He does actually have 2 fighters because we can see 4 of them on the map, but the Independence should be reasonably out of replacements at this point, so he's not really the biggest deal to be focusing about. We do need to start seriously considering eliminating enemy ships that are pressuring us. The Shiratsuyu is looks like he doesn't have the torpedoes up to actually kill the New Mexico, and he's about to get Hiryud. But ooh, Hiryu actually does hit at that range, and somebody hits the Gneiss now with a really, really good salvo. We need to get our fighters. Where are they? They're nowhere near. We need to get them to deal with the slow plane fighters so that we don't actually get panicked. But it seems lucky for us, it actually is a returning plane. That's the Scharnhorst dead, so at least we're going to be we're not going to be spotted by the Scharnhorst anymore because we just need to hit him with 2 and he's gone. Reversing, I'm not a big fan of reversing like this because it does make you an easy target. We could easily have gone in and tried to tuck ourselves in there, but with the return of the enemy's float plane fighter, we do actually manage to conceal ourselves. We're still taking HE from the Gneiss now though, which could be rather nasty if he does set us on fire. This is a bit of an older patch, so it's the 5 seconds damage control party active time. And of course, you know, fighter setup independence is still a thing. Here it looks like the enemy aircraft carriers are trying to snipe us. This head-on strafe is no longer worth it, so just tag onto one of the fighters, wait for the enemy torpedo bombers to pass you, and well, you know what's coming. Sayonara! We do actually lose a fighter in this, and now we're on fire. And this is what happens if you're parked in a bit of a bad situation. Especially one like this. Again, we're down damage control party. We need to disengage strafe the dive bomber as our fighter comes along, so this should be a complete wipe on pretty much all of that. Unfortunately, we failed to get the lock on the dive bomber, but thankfully the guy fails, and we're stuck on an island, so we need to consider reversing. Ignore that fighter. We need to deal with the remainder of the enemy's dive bomber over there. We're just placing an auto attack in the event that we're going to die. I'm just dragging the marker, but focus should not be here, my friend. Focus, let me just pause this. Focus should be on this, because that's the Independence bomber group. We had a fighter available. So, I think this might just kill us. We'll see what happens to this. I'm going to take manual control of the camera just so I can see what's going on. There we go. We're on fire. We're stuffed. We're never going to kill this knight now with a full drop like this, unless he takes every single torpedo and lets it flood down. It is it's a manual drop, and we do actually clip the back torpedo, but it's not going to be good enough. We're dead at this point. And ooh, I mean, because we're spotted, so like unless somebody kills this guy right now, and nobody really is in a position to do so, we just damage control party. So we kind of need to hope this nice that doesn't actually set us on fire. Our fighters are in a position to take off. I would have prioritized launching fighters and then ordering them to escort some stuff. But this really just demonstrates the importance of proper and correct parking with aircraft carriers. One of the squadrons lands, and we should order the other one to take off. We've ordered one of them to escort the Gaida, which in itself is not a bad option. Belfast isn't even trying to shoot us in the side, so we're going to go down with the next salvo. If we're lucky, we can launch one of the torpedo bombers on time. It just needs to start taking off. Nice, and that goes down to the Gaida, but there are more Bleotfus shells coming in, and we're still reversing. We're not trying to evade the reverse by going, evade his shells by trying to accelerate forwards or something. We're still plane spotted, so, well, that's basically seals the deal. That squadron is... Ooh, we actually do get some lucky bounces, but we need to change our course immediately and hope the Belfast misses. Torpedo bombers are taking off, but we're never going to get the fighters airborne, I think. Ooh, is it torpedo bombers this time that are coming in? I would order a shift click on the torpedo bomber and then into escort, but we're gonna go for the strafing approach, which itself isn't too bad. Belfast is still surface spotting us. We're still trying to reverse, which in my opinion is the worst possible option to take at this point. We're going to get the Belfast kill, order the planes to escort. Nope, it seems we're just too late on that, but the Belfast is going to go down to our torpedo bombers. So we're at least going to pick up the flesh wound and 90k damage. I can't really tell what the fighters are doing. Let me see if I can't actually get my camera freed. Who cares about the torpedo bombers? We only have one fighter airborne, so we really need something to happen with this fighter if we're gonna. Ooh. Wow, the enemy fighter locks onto our torpedo bombers, and that actually gives us the clear sky where. Well, it gives us a clear sky with the ray gunner kill. Pretty interesting, but overall, the first thing is that we never really paid attention to our aircraft carrier movement, because I think we were busy micro-rolling some other stuff, and in the end, I didn't feel we had our priorities up to par where we needed them. What was spotting us was the enemy aircraft. It can be really, really, really intimidating in a situation like that, when you do have enemy ships trying to shoot at you, and your concentration quickly goes down the drain. But the priority should have been to try to eliminate enemy floatplane fighters in the area that were spotting us, because those were the ones spotting us. We bled about 6-7k health, let's say. 2 floatplane fighters spotting. Of course, if we had been in a better position, if we'd used the island in front of us and tried to hide ourselves behind the bigger island earlier, we could have, tucked ourselves in there, and just because the enemies were mostly approaching from the same angle. We only really had to deal with the enemy aircraft carrier attacks. And those, if we had focused on, instead of dealing with the enemy fighters and just taking advantage of the Saipan's ability to strafe disengage, if we had removed the Independence's not floatplane, it doesn't get floatplanes, but if we removed his dive bomber, I think there is another chance we could have survived, because that did set us on fire, and again, we were surviving on really, really low HP at the end with the Belfast shooting at us. And again, reversing is never, just plain reversing is never a good idea in a situation like that. It makes you an incredibly easy target. If you're going to do anything, at least toy with your speed. You might just evade a couple of extra salvos, and it really just takes a couple of clicks on the W and S buttons to manage, instead of trying to get yourself parked behind a better island. At least you could have attempted that, perhaps. But let's have a look at these post-battle result screens. 91,000, well, 92k damage with 15 torpedo bomber hits, 65 planes. We just got the clear sky thanks to a ray gunner kill, pretty interesting one. We do get a double strike through this game. Very well done with picking up those 2 low HP cruisers. Don't actually have the exact... let me see. Oh, we do. We're top on the scoreboard on the friendly team with that many planes, reasonable amount of damage and 4 kills. That is to be expected, but well, we wouldn't really have picked up that much more because the team capped it out at the end, but maybe a couple more plane kills if we had survived. So that's 1.9k base XP with 1.1k, or 1.2 on the guy underneath us. Opponent team aircraft carriers never really did much, so that's quite nice for us. Having a look at the detailed battle results screens, we did, let's see, it is in German, so we killed 4 of our own planes. I think that's mostly torpedo bombers. In fact, it's all torpedo bombers that we killed, but in the end it didn't matter because we weren't really replacement pressured. We only lost 10 torpedo bombers in total, so that didn't actually turn out to be a big issue for us in the end. Saipan has 24 total torpedo bomber, well, available to use, so 6 in the air, so 18 replacements. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay analysis. If you'd like me to check up your own replays, if you want some commentary on perhaps things you could have improved, done better, or done differently, or anything otherwise you want me to focus on, drop me an email with the replay or link to a replays, a World of Warships replays site thingy, link with a download, and I can have a look at it. Send the replays to replays.strangers123@gmail.com. There will be an address in the description below, and I'll have a look at it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay analysis. Have a nice day, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.